Hey, Ben Gossett.
Yep.
Hey, how's it going,
That
buddy?
that was a struggle. Good, how are you guys?
We're good. Oh, you turned sideways on us. I'll flip it back to Oliver, and we'll keep it there. You, yeah, just if you could turn your camera 90 degrees, I think we'd be in
That worked.
business.
Okay, now 180 from now. Three
Right.
more 90s.
We're gonna we're gonna keep all that in there. I don't know.
That's the one.
Ben, we were just commenting that apparently somebody spotted on Lapua's website that 6.5 by 47 brass is going to be discontinued. But I had talked
Huh.
with Lapua today, and or at least Capstone Group North America Lapua, and I guess that was not to be true. But
Yeah.
where would it say here, Josh?
I don't know. I got a screenshot from someone else.
Oh boy! All right, well. We're not seeing it here. Let's hope the rumor's not true. It's a great product. I'm assuming there's a pile of folks that are shooting 25 by 47, necking that stuff down, right? So
Hmm.
we'll have to see. Ben, how are you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you all?
We're
I
good.
missed
Are
you
you
both.
and Clay still friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep working
Mrs.
hard on not trying to be his friend, so I keep disappointing him, and we'll see. I guess maybe third time. This might be my last chance this upcoming weekend.
You're shooting here in Mississippi, right? At the
Yep.
Magnolia Meltdown?
Yep. I'll be there.
Cool.
A few weeks ago, when I looked into the camera and said, if you don't win, you're dead to me. Just know that if I say that today, I'm going to be looking in your eyes.
Yeah.
Well, Ben is a
Yep.
name I have on my paper of picks here, but I really hope we don't have to put second place next to it.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Oh man.
I mean, it's not like a total loss, but it's kind of painful. I would probably rather get third than second.
Especially if Clay's watching. What well, let me ask this. What at that match, is the MPA spring shootout, right?
That
Something happened the last Yeah, it
Alabama.
was MPA. Or was it Alabama Precision?
It was Alabama.
Oh, it was
was,
Alabama. I'm sorry. All right. What happened there?
I mean, I have no clue. Essentially, like we shot probably the hardest stage of the match at a pretty terrible time, with the worst headwind angle, and like we're getting 25-mile-an-hour ripping gusts and shooting targets that are. I think the big targets were about 4/10. The small targets were 3/10. And I mean, it's just I thought I could pull it together no matter what condition, but it was just terrible. Yeah, and so at the end of the day, I controlled what I could control, and it just didn't work out. But yeah, that was I've never been in a position before, like with a giant lead getting, you know, at, but it happens.
What caliber were you shooting there?
I've been shooting at 25, actually. Yeah.
Okay. How you been liking that?
I like it a lot. It's taken a little bit of time to get used to it. Um, Mainly just finding the right loads. Like with the dasher, I felt like it was one of two charges, and if one of those didn't work, then it's time for a new barrel because it was that easy. The GT is surprisingly about the same, actually. Um, but just a little bit of tweaking seating depths and a little bit of charge stuff to help me out with load development. Other than that, shooting it is great. I'm shooting it pretty mild, 135s at just over 27 in most of the barrels. and recoil's pretty manageable. And I'm not seeing a giant advantage in the wins that I've shot it in, the matches that I've shot it in yet, but I like it. It's fun to do something different every once in a while.
You
Yep.
know, if you had the extra like 8 to 10 feet per second out of a 47 with my head stamp on it, you probably would have hit at least one more of those targets on that last stage.
Yeah, yeah, at
Which wouldn't
least
have won the match.
yeah, I would have tied. Yeah, so for some reason, since I switched to the GT, I don't think I've cleaned the skill stage. So I gotta work on that first to up ties. But I don't think it's a GT fall. It's just a luck of the draw and
It could be.
it could be.
It could be. I Josh spun me up a 25 GT. Probably had it 3-4 years now. The first 2 times shooting the new skill stage format, and I think it was big small in both cases. The first time I took a 1 on it, and the second time I took a 2 on that stage. So it could be the 25 GT. I don't. Yeah. and at one time, it was at Snake River in 2023.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it was 2024. I couldn't even tell you. I went back to the barricade and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna send 10 shots from the same position.
Yeah.
Can I get a couple spotters just to watch? I'm just gonna shoot at the big." And it was like left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and like I couldn't hit it from one spot. It was like, all right, I saw that. I'm gonna adjust. Nope, miss it the other way. I'm like, it's just not my day. We'll walk on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's a
The one
GT thing.
thing that I'm seeing is like the 3 to 400 yard range. It is definitely a challenge to see exactly where I'm hitting. If I'm missing, if there's a berm there, even at 300, I'm not having a hard time knowing that it's roughly 3 or 4 tenths to correct. But as far as like the hits on plate, it is a different game. But I think it buys you a little bit of cushion on the 7 to 1,200 yard targets, though.
I think one of the loads I had my 25 GT and it was with the 135s. I think I was at 2610. I did a little experiment with Thorough Clean, and I took it down to 2560. Not on purpose, but it was the same load and the same, same charge and all that. I remember this explicitly, and Josh, you were there. We might have even been squatted in the same squad. It was one of our regional matches. It was at Lodi, and we're shooting out of a bus. Bus windows, shooting from the bus, I think 500 yards there to the berm or whatever it was. But at 2560, with a little bit of sun behind me, I was watching the bullets. Like you could see a copper gleam, right? At that speed. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like throwing a football at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was awesome without, a heck of a lot of wind out there. I'm like, man, I could tell you right now that one's going to hit the target. You could see it. It's like, it's got to come back 2 tenths and center punch, and you'd watch the whole thing. It was crazy. I wouldn't suggest doing that in a match in Oklahoma, but
Yeah, 2560 with 135s is super turtle speed. That's like that'd be like I feel like I'm going slow at the speed that I'm shooting. But
you said low 2700s?
yeah, a couple different barrels have come right in, like 2685 to 2710, and they're all kind of ended up in there, but most of them end up right around 27.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Josh, that's probably about what you ran yours, right?
2680 to 2720 was always the sweet spot.
Yep.
Ken, who was it? I'm going to think of his name here in a second, but he ran a 25 BR in Wisconsin.
Chase
and he
Christensen.
Yes, 2,400 feet a second.
Yes.
2,400.
Yes.
And there was like half a dozen guys running a 25 dasher this weekend in Iowa, and I mean they're running it anywhere from 2650 to 2700, which is just wild to me.
Yeah.
That's pack full of powder. Yeah. That's what I think. It was Sean Nelson that was one of the first 25 cal guys in Wisconsin, that he was running them early, but he was running the 25 dasher and he would skull drag us. But I think that was back when the game was changing to, if you can see exactly where you go, you can make a correction, you know? So we all learned from him that way, but
Yeah, he was stepping on the gas with that 25 dasher around the same speed as the GT.
Mhm.
I think he
Yep.
ran it real close to 2700 too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great combination. You plan on running that most of the year, Ben?
Yeah, there's certain times and certain matches where I'm kind of second guessing it. Like this weekend, it'll be very similar, in my opinion, to, a K&M match to where it's
Mhm.
almost guaranteed you won't hold more than half a mil. And I don't know if it's going to be an advantage. I think it's only going to be a disadvantage, but the gun I'm shooting right now is shooting so good. I don't know if I'm going to need to see exactly where I'm hitting, hopefully. So I'm gonna plan on running it all year.
Speaking of K&M, you guys talk for a second. I'll be right back. You'll see what I'm saying here in a minute.
Well, I won't be going to KM. KM. I don't know about you guys. That's not really on my schedule.
Yeah, I
It's
I like K&M. I'll be down there.
I mean, it's the nicest facility that you can possibly go to.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
time of year it is.
it
New baby, it's just
good.
not going to be an option for me.
It feels good to shoot good at K&M, so I like
Yeah.
for that. But if you don't shoot good at K&M, it's not most.
Do you remember this piece of brass there, Mr. Ben Gossett?
Yeah, I'm gonna need that back because I'm a little low on
Yeah,
so
on
no,
dasher brass?
I do.
Er,
That's cool. You still have.
You're damn
Yep.
right, and I made you sign it too. So I picked this up for Ben. I said, "You're gonna want to keep this," and he's like, "No, you keep it." I'm like, "Well, if I'm gonna keep it, you're gonna sign it." So I have
Yeah.
that, and then I have a few other pieces I keep. But Ben, you want to tell the story behind that last piece of brass?
Yeah. If I remember right, I want to say you told me that was the last piece of the last round that I actually fired on that stage, but that was day 3 from the
Mm-hmm.
AG Cup, and yeah, that was a pretty special day. It's kind of that feeling will always be burned into my brain of like it was just a different feeling. Like the Golden Bullet win was very similar, but it's just so rare to be lucky enough to be perfect on a day or a match. And that was
Mm-hmm.
pretty big. It was a big stage. So yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to be there and get to witness it, and it felt very much like witnessing history, And I was on glass watching, and it's like he's gonna do this. Like I mean, it was a perfect end to a perfect day, and I don't know, it was cool. It was all on video too, and
Mhm.
man, I'm proud to have that piece of brass. If you ever want it back, you can have it back, but
I'm so
I'm
kidding.
very proud to have it here.
But
It
yeah.
was a decent performance.
Yeah.
Acceptable, I guess.
Play some things I could
Clay,
have
you
improved.
probably remember. Yeah, Clay, you probably remember what was the rest of the outcome of that match. Like, how many points back was everybody else?
Jason Green dropped 4.
That's right.
And I honestly am not sure who got third. It got really tight.
There you go.
You know, I there I think I think that might be right. It was just it got so tight in there. I remember Jason Green, he never looked at the scores the whole day.
Yeah.
And whenever he finished, he's like, "Man, I think I got it." I was like, "Ugh, got some news for you, buddy."
You shot very well, Jason. Very well. You should be proud of your.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
Really good.
I mean, honestly, like, a big target that day was, like, 3.5 tenths. Like, it wasn't like it wasn't a meatball, you know? It was they were small. He shot awesome. Dropping 4 that day was pretty balling. It just sometimes you run into a buzzsaw.
All right. What other matches you got coming up this summer, Ben, for the season?
I'm hitting it pretty hard this summer. I think I got 4 or 5 more now before we get to June. So a lot of the
Mm.
southeastern matches, shooting Mississippi and then Clinton House, and then I'm going out west for the Nut Crusher, and then I'm planning on MKM and the MK&M. That should finish me out till
Holy,
this fall.
yeah, holy cow! I mean, you possibly could have 300 by then. And a couple of those are qualifiers, I think, too, right?
There's quite a few qualifiers. I think I got four more chances on one of those. So, and then
Yeah.
I'm shooting a little bit in the fall. I think I think I've been doing it wrong for the last couple years, and mainly just making the season a little bit longer than I feel like it should be for me personally. So I'm
Mhm,
kind of just reloading the front half, probably trying to take like a three or so month break, and then a couple,
mhm.
1 or 2 matches before the finale to just try and break up the season a little bit better.
Okay. So you're gonna leave
So,
some points on the table for guys come mid to late summer.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, by that time we might have a healthy Jeff Geary. So I think I'll be
It
gatekeeping down here, and then
Jeff Scary, as he's
yeah,
known in many circles.
yeah. I
So
think I
what,
gave that in between the 2 of us, right?
Do what?
I think I came up
you
with
came
that.
up with that name?
Yeah, pretty sure. It was,
I
it was definitely
I'm pretty sure you did. I'm not gonna claim it.
because he was scary last year.
What, what's the story with Jeff Geary this year? You guys, anybody have any news on him? What he's up to? Where he's at?
Um, I mean, he had another operation on his knee, and
Yeah.
that's why he didn't end up coming to my match. And I'm gonna have some news. I don't know if it's something that he wants talked about or not, so I'll
Yep.
leave it alone. But
Yep.
he signed up for Magnolia. We'll see.
He'll be there on crutches.
He might be on crutches. He might show up and clean the course of fire. Who knows?
Oh man.
And
I
a
d- is he
drive
he is he's in squad 15 at Magnolia. I guess we'll see what happens. Clay, you're broken too?
Yeah, I'm back on the injured list. I I thought last week, I did low development on Thursday and then, showed up on Friday to shoot and trying to knock some rust off and took the brace off. I was like, yeah, I feel good enough to do this. And when we shot all those stages on Saturday, I don't know if it was one specific thing or just the amount of use. But I was like, my hand, it's getting bad in a hurry. And went out to supper and guy gave me a bunch of Advil and tried that, woke up in the morning and I could barely like extend my fingers. I was like, oh, this is going to be
And this
like, I literally,
what hand
I
is
sat
this?
there and,
Support hand or shooting hand?
yeah, it's a forehand, like
Okay.
on top of the scope in the
Yeah.
rear bag. And I was sitting there talking like, should I just go home? You know, after cause like it was bad enough that I like really was like, maybe I should just go home. And Joe made several comments. He's like, man, like you can't even put on your glove. Like, it was not fun on that side of things.
I
Well,
bet.
and you
Yeah.
came out Sunday morning and cleaned like the first 5 stages and we're on fire. So maybe with a little pain helps Clay or what?
For whatever reason, I shoot better when I'm hurting. I don't know what it is. It just seems to go that way.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a track record.
Backhand, whatever.
Every time we're talking and he tells me that something else hurts on him, I'm like, "So you're definitely gonna win the next match." because it happens all. So don't feel bad for him. It's like
Oh,
not really a guaranteed win, but it's gonna be something.
I
that's
mean,
funny.
at this point, I'm just gonna like hire somebody, like what happened to Nancy Kerrigan. Like, I'm just gonna have somebody like, hey, like I'm not shooting that great. Come beat me with a tire iron for a minute.
I
And
am your
yeah.
man. I'm sure we could find somebody. Man. Clay, what do you
You guys,
yeah.
you guys remember the show Boy Meets World?
Mhm. Friday nights on like was that like TGIF or something like that? Friday nights,
I don't remember
ABC.
what channel it was
Yeah.
on. I thought it was Disney, but Austin's oldest kid, dressed up for school, and Taylor said that he looked like Mr. Feeney. I was like, I haven't watched that show in like 20 something years. Like, I wonder if it's like any good. And so when I'm sitting there working, I put it on, and the first episode, I'm like, okay, maybe it was nostalgia, maybe it's not that good. And then 15 minutes later, when you're almost in tears and you're laughing at the same time, I'm like, okay, it's really that good.
It's that good?
And it's that good. And anyway, like, I'm middle of like season 2 or 3 now, and the reason I'm bringing this up is
It's a
the
good show.
cameos
Everybody
in
should
that
watch it.
show are unbelievable. So there was an episode where the older brother Eric, needs to know how to ice skate because he's got a date coming up, and he's got this tape playing in his head while he sleeps. And so it puts it, he's in a dream, and Nancy Kerrigan is teaching him how to skate. And I
No.
was like, and then she talks about him being at the '98 games with her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was a blast from the past. Like,
No joke. No joke. That's the show with Topanga, right?
yep,
Yeah, I
yep,
remember. I remember the show. Yep.
all of America's crush.
Yeah, for anybody born in the 80s or early 90s, for sure. Man. Ben, you got any Topanga, memories or early crush memories you wanna bring up while we're talking about Boy Meets World?
Comment. But I do, I used to watch it all the time too. Those really good old days.
Yep. Those
Yeah.
were. Those
Or
were.
it's so wholesome.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Clay, I mean, this could be the last episode. You're out for a while. You got some big, life events that are gonna be happening here in a short future. What do you think that's gonna do to your match schedule here for the year? Any idea?
Well, I normally shoot Box Canyon, not going there. Not going to Cameo, normally go to that one. Probably not going to Nut Crusher, would like to go to that one. And I mean, odds are I probably won't shoot until very end of May, early June. I think I'm just going to be a little choosier about where I
Mhm.
go. But who knows? Maybe I'll be on the podcast with a sidekick. Who knows?
That's awesome. Yeah, at least make a cameo, right? Real
Yeah.
quick. Yep. Uh,
But I mean, there's a few that I'm planning on. Northern Lights, that was a great match. That was a match where you could pull, a 3 or 4 or 5, and no big deal. Just go shoot the next stage.
Mhm.
And I love that kind of match where, one stage doesn't make or break it. South Dakota is always a really good one. Hornady. Those are the only 3 that I'm like really trying to plan to make happen right now.
Okay. I'm really excited. I'm gonna be heading to Box Canyon in a couple weeks, which was Missy's idea. It's the beginning of spring break, and the kids are gonna be off for a week, and I kind of planted the idea where they're like, yeah, maybe I'll go shoot frostbite. Like we used to shoot down in Indiana all the time, and it's not terribly far for us. And then she was like, well, we need to go to Twisted Barrel before the finale. Why don't we go to Box Canyon first? And on the way down, I'm like, yes, that sounds like a perfect spring break. Like, I've never shot there. Obviously, was there for the finale a couple years ago, but didn't have an opportunity to shoot. And I think I'd said here, like if I could pick a place to set up a match, that would be a course of fire that I'd want to do and all that, it would be Box Canyon. I mean, having the north south side of things and almost 360 degrees of shooting, like. Yeah, I'm excited to go there. Excited about it. I'd shoot sportsman, Clay, but I don't have a sportsman rifle here. It's at the house, isn't it?
Uh, um,
Hastily, I think you
I
left.
I I brought it to Iowa, and,
No.
I gave it to Josh,
No, you didn't.
and, uh
No, you
no,
didn't.
I didn't.
I was just saying,
I
I saw you looking about 3 hours ago, and I'm like, "You got a rifle?" And he's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
yeah, he asked me about it, and I said, "I am the dumbest boy alive." I
Oh,
forgot
no.
half the stuff for, even the match, like, I ended up taking a tripod apart because I had um, it got tipped over in the wind, and he smashed into a trailer, and one of the inside of one of the legs was busted, and so I, got a replacement leg, and I took it apart, and I couldn't get back together. There's a little spring that goes inside the little like notch that locks the legs, and so me and Lane Shelley worked on that and worked on that and worked on that, and like
Oh,
it was a pain.
ugh.
But I forgot all sorts of things for the match this weekend. I called Joe. I was like, "Hey, can you bring me some gloves? Can you bring me a jacket? Like I'm gonna die out here." So
And still win the match, you know?
sometimes things go your way.
Dude, yeah, that's wild. I wanna give a shout out here, to the woman who was leading the match, the first 7
5
stages?
stages.
5
I mean,
stages? Yeah.
I think she cleaned the first 5.
She was I think she was down 2 through
Yep.
5, and I think she was still winning through 7. It
Yep.
was a name
Wow.
that came up in our last podcast, Michelle Kutcher.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wild. And I think the last comments I made on a show about her is like, hey, when she can pick up the speed, right? Because she shoots really clean, and I think she's seeing a lot of things, and she's doing really well. But she a lot of times just times out, doesn't finish the stage. But the stages that she does get all the shots off, she does really well. And holy cow, yeah, I happened to talk to Matt Sabaka, the match director, during the day Saturday, and he's like, "Dude, you're watching this, right?" And she was still in first place. That was absolutely awesome. So shout out to Michelle. Well done.
Yeah, she putting it on us.
Well, I think her and Rick went down to JTAC 2 weeks before, and I was like,
Mhm.
I go over to Rick. I'm like, what did they show Michelle because she is on it, you know? That
No
was it
joke.
was cool. It was cool.
And she ended up beating Rick. I think
Yeah, she did.
Michelle was. I think she finished 52nd, and Rick was 60th. I know Rick doesn't want me to say those numbers here. We're gonna say them anyway. He'll give me an earful, but well done, Michelle. That's awesome. Good for her. Yep.
Well,
Um,
I'd
yeah,
like to hear
Josh.
Clay's opinion on the match and get his take on everything.
I mean, I think you could tell that they put a lot of work and a lot of thought into it. Um, I mean, I'm a nitpicker. There's to me a couple things that were maybe outliers, but I'm sure they probably had, reasons for why it was that way. But I mean, it was a good, field match. Prone positional, pretty much every other one. The TYLs the way that they did it with confirms and then different sequences when you come back, to the TYLs. I thought was a really interesting way to do it. I liked them. One of them ate my lunch. One of them didn't. Um, but I mean, you can tell that they care. They're shooters and they care about what they're doing. They're not just throwing targets out there randomly. Like they've got a plan
Mhm.
for what they're wanting to do.
Yeah, I have just always felt he runs a really solid course of fire, and there's no gimmicky head games. It's just a good, fair match for the most part. So
Yeah, it's really straightforward. You know, there
Mhm.
definitely weren't a lot of mental gymnastics to it. It was just straight up, here's the target, shoot them.
yeah,
Love that.
and here's the rain, and then here's
Yeah.
the wind, and then yeah.
What did you guys see for wind? What was max wind that you picked up?
I found out that a Hornady Ford-off Kestrel will max out at 45.0.
Did you
That's
hold
a
it out
real
the
thing.
window going down the road of your or what?
But no, Joe said it to me, like in the middle of that storm.
Oh,
Whenever he stopped somewhere in the middle of that big snowstorm, but I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know, low 30s, was the highest that I caught, which in 30 degrees, low 30s, it's pretty chilly. Um, I mean, I was on top of the rooftop and the whole rooftop's moving. I was like, goodness, like these targets shouldn't be like that hard to hit, but I mean, the wind's blowing you, the props moving. It made it awfully sporty.
I
So
almost I almost pulled a Bushman and grabbed my tripod for the PRS barricade, and I really should have because I mean it was blowing me enough. You're about to break that shot, and all of a sudden you're on the other side of the plate, and it's just the wind pushing you that much.
So what ended up being like the target sizes when we talked to Sabaka, you said that were like 0.6, 0.7, even bigger, right? And I remember when he was telling us that, Clay, I'm looking at your face and I'm like, I'm trying to read some sort of expression if that's like a, unfair size target, and you were stone cold. Which told me, like, I don't really approve of that size of target. But now after shooting the match with that size of target, were they
I
fair?
would say his tape measure was broken. That's what I would say. Um,
Yeah,
so
they were smaller?
yes, so there were some that were like pretty tall. Like the rectangles off the rooftops were really tall. Oh, looky there.
Hey, buddy.
He's in and out, just saying good night.
Yeah, I love
I'm
it.
gonna steal the show.
Yep.
Um, but there was a 10 position stage that had a 7/10 wide target, maybe 7.5. It was, right in there, which was 660, 680, something like that. Which I was like, I'm fine with that. The very next stage, the largest target was 3.5 tenths. And
Oh.
it was a Fardineer troop line on little leprechaun hat targets. And the first target is Skyline. And when we're shooting it, it's so miragey. Everybody was like, "You're gonna shoot at the T post, right?" And I was like, "No, can't clean it if I don't shoot at the
Oh,
targets."
come on. Is it two
I'm
shots near the
going
far
for it.
or part in here?
Yeah,
Two?
yeah.
Okay. So you get two at it?
And you know that was sporty, but I mean, I'd say most of the targets were roughly half a mil. There were some that were a little bigger, some that were smaller, but the whole smalls being 6 and bigs being 8, I don't think his tape measure works that well.
Maybe he was a little intimidated by the conversation ahead of time. Or he knew you were coming. Who knows?
He didn't know at that point. I didn't know. I didn't sign up until literally Thursday at like 6 o'clock.
Jeez,
Like,
oh, Pete. Yeah.
I told him or asked. I didn't tell him. I asked him like a month and a half ago. I was like, man, I'd like to come shoot it. I don't know if I can. He will probably. And I was like, I hate doing this because I hate it as a match director. I probably won't know until the day before check-in. And he's like, I'll save a spot for you. So, that was, so I just brought cash and, so he did not know at
Okay.
that point
Okay.
that I was coming. I didn't know. Still hadn't shot my gun. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I do want to shout out Josh Ulicki too.
Oh, man.
He shot an incredible match until the last stage. He pulled a Ben. He threw it away on the last one.
he cleaned his last one, you liar.
He shot a 5. Gave it to you.
Mm-mm. He cleaned the last one.
And that was the second to his last? Yeah, okay.
Dropped 3 on his 2 away from the end, 5 on the next one, and then cleaned his last one.
Oh, man. Well
Yep.
done, Clay. Well done, Josh. I mean, it's
Hey,
fun.
shot great.
He did
Yeah.
shoot great. And I think the next guy was 2 or 3 points back, from there. Who was third place?
Joe.
Yeah, that's right, Joe Thielen. I think you got that right, Clay. You selected Joe Thielen for third place. Ben, how close do you watch these at home on the weekend? Are you tuning
I
in
was
when your buddies are there
stalking
shooting?
that one. I was stalking that one all weekend, in and out. It was kind of a fun one to watch.
Mhm.
But yeah, there was a lot of scores changing throughout. I guess day 2 really more than
Yep.
anything, but yeah. Yep.
Weather was more of an impact on day 2, right? Yeah. Yeah.
How many times, Clay, did you, during the stage, have to jump like 8 to 10 miles an hour?
I mean, literally almost every other target. I mean, it like the first day, I honestly, this is gonna sound dumb, but I really thought that I was getting flyers on day 1 because like on the PRS barricade, like 0 wobble whatsoever, and I'm seeing or at least I believe I'm seeing exactly where I'm hitting these targets. And for me, I was going fast. I didn't mean to, but I finished it in 70 seconds, which is lightning for me. I'm a turtle. And on my eighth shot, I missed it by almost half a mil. And like, I was like, I didn't feel anything. I didn't see anything. I stopped. I looked at the flags. I was like, none of that makes sense. And so I was like, this is kind of like going against the cardinal rule, but I was like, I don't believe that for a second. Like, there's no way that that changes. So I sent the same shot and went dead center on the next two. And, I tried, I'd feel stuff pick up, I'd make an adjustment, and it did me no good on the first day. But the second day, every time I did that, it worked out. So, I mean, Joe had me shoot a 10-shot group after day one was over, and at Matt's house, and it was pretty clear that I was not having flyers. So I needed to see that, and know that, like, okay, I'm doing something. It's my fault one way or the other. But the second day had to jump, 5, 8, 10, 15. I mean, it'd be really wild sometimes. Like your shot, your two shots here, then you move positions, and then you shoot again, and you're not even in the same world.
Could you see some of that coming and like predict it? I mean, did you try to predict it? Like, man, all right, it picked up. I'm going to add 4 tenths. And it's like, oh my God, I need to add 8 tenths. Like that type of thing.
Yeah. But I mean, there wasn't necessarily a lot to see because it was so cloudy on day two. There wasn't any mirage. So
And you're
it
looking
was more
over.
just by feel and seeing, dust coming off of other people's targets. What's the grass doing? What are the trees doing? What's it feel like at me? Um, all that stuff just, and then you make your best judgment. And I mean, it just kind of one of those days where it worked out.
I've never had one of those days. I'm more of a Michelle Kutcher. I've had a few stages in a row that it's like, man, I'm really proud of myself. Oh man, let's talk about picks real quick. So Clay, you had in order: Keith Baker, Ted Clark, Joe Thielen. Joe Thielen, you nailed third place. Keith Baker 36th, and Ted Clark 19th.
Yep. They did not have their best stuff this weekend.
Man.
Keith has gotten second there twice. I thought that was, going to be pretty safe. Ted won it last year. That's kind of his style. Just didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. Joe Thielen, you nailed though. Josh, I went back and I listened again today. I'm like, all right, let's see what he said. You threw out a bunch of names. You didn't say in any particular order. But I think if I were to grab any names in any order, you said Keith, then Lane Shelley, and then Joe Thielen, which I guess we'll give you the credit for having Joe Thielen in third place there. Lane Shelley was 8th. I picked Sam Gearing, Joe Thielen, Shane Ward, and I went 33rd. Joe Thielen 3rd again, and Shane Ward ended up top 10. He was 9th at least. We were way off. I think this is probably our biggest deviance, right? Or incorrect calls.
Yeah, we weren't close at all. There was so much movement, from day 1 to 2. I mean, it just, we sucked. There's no other way to say it. We sucked this week.
Yeah. Well, and then let's talk MDT barrel burner. Clay, you picked Nick Godarzi, Francis Colon, Corson Piper, and they went 3rd, 6th, and 9th, respectively. Josh, you had Francis, Nick, and then again you were Corson Piper, Patty Youngs. You didn't really commit. I'm going to make you commit this week, by the way. Magnolia Meltdown. I'm going to ask you top 3, and you're going to give them in order. I'm going to write them down so I don't have to go back and re-listen and try to figure out who you did.
Well, lucky for you, I have 9 names written down. So
you need 3 of them.
Yeah, in order.
Okay.
So Francis went 6th, Nick went 3rd, Corson was 9th, and Patty was 7th. You had all top 10. Yeah. Same for you, Clay. I had Brian Neese, Francis Colon, Nick Godarzi. So I had a DNF, a 6th, and a 3rd. Kind of wild. Brian had to leave, I guess, 4 stages in, it looked like. He lives in Idaho, up in I guess up in the mountains. I've not been to his place, but it looked like a river took his driveway. He sent me a video, and he's like, I had to get home. There's no way I can get in my driveway, and family's up there, and it's like 500 feet different in elevation, like a mile and a half apart. But there's a raging river, like in the bend of his driveway. So
Wow. That is
yeah,
nuts.
yeah, it's unfortunate. Probably the match he was going to win. I can only imagine. But all right, we should move on here. Bring on Chris. Well, we got to actually bring on from MDT Burrow Burner. We're going to bring on Noel Greasley and talk with him for a little bit. Ben, it was great having you on the show, man.
Yeah,
Maybe
thanks.
we'll have you on again here this year. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the show, Noel Greasley. Man, awesome work this last weekend. 2026 MDT Barrel Burner at the Lead Farm. Champion from this match. Noel, this is your first Pro Series win, isn't it?
This is my first Pro Series win. I've been knocking at the door a few times now, but yeah, this is number one. So pretty
Love it.
proud about it, and yeah, it was a great match to be a part of. So
Heck yeah. Congrats. Clay, what do you always say?
There's nothing like the first one.
he's absolutely right. You can only win your first Pro Series match once. So this
Heck
is
yeah.
definitely a memorable one.
Heck yeah.
How far is that travel for you? Because you're
Yeah,
in Canada, right?
Yeah, I'm in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So it was round trip 2,000 miles. So
Oh my.
It took us 16 hours to drive down, and they had the main highway, which is the Trans-Canada, number 1, closed.
Yep.
So we actually had to detour about 2 hours all the way around, like, a 50-mile closed highway. We detoured all the way around, made it to Cranbrook on Thursday night, and then Friday morning we headed down to the match. It was an additional 6 hours. Visibility was very poor, and we ran into another huge snowstorm. So luckily, once we got to the match, everything cleared up, and we were able to, get a good zero and, finish up the practice day and go home and have a nice bite to eat and hit the hotel for a good night's sleep. But yeah, it was a long trip for sure.
Well-
I'm sure that drive was a whole lot shorter on the way back, with a trophy to get it,
Oh, it was, yeah. I mean, it seemed like just yesterday we left for the match and we're already home, but yeah, it happened quick. So
Now, you actually so last year you had a really good match too at the Apex Rocky Mountain Challenge, but you got edged out on the tiebreaker, didn't you?
that's correct. Yeah, I'm not a very fast shooter. So if you look at all my Pro Series matches, anytime I go from like 6th to whatever 9th, I probably lost the tiebreaker.
Oh man.
And
That's okay.
funny thing is Rusty beat me at Cactus Cup, sorry. And he said, there's only one thing worse than losing to points, and that's losing on the tiebreaker. And of course, he beat me at Apex on the tiebreaker. I was just like, oh man, that was a long drive home. But hey, you know what? You got to take your lumps and your bruises, and you take your failures and just learn from them. So
Heck yeah.
yeah.
So let's talk about the match this weekend, man. What did it all just kind of come together for you, or do you feel like maybe the match was designed towards like, what you like to shoot, and did you just feel like into it or what? Like let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Munn brothers put on a very fair match. It was so they had basically, it was like 2 separate venues. So day 1 was a field style match. We drove down into a bit of a coulee, and then we came up on top of a hill, and the firing line was a horseshoe basically. So we had big pans. The winds were consistently inconsistent, and you really had to read the plate and take the information that you were getting off that plate on that impact, and then make those minute corrections or take your wind hold and transfer it to your next target. And honestly, I had, like, when we were traveling down, I just wanted to go have fun, shake the rust off, whatever. And yeah, obviously, build stable positions, break down each stage, get a good wind reading, or come up with some stage plan, and then attack each shot individually. So that's exactly what I did, and yeah, it all worked out. Bit of a surprise to get your first one off your first match of the year after coming out of retirement for 4 months, but hey, I'll take it. So
Yeah.
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 What
Were you watching scores?
What's that? Sorry.
Were you watching the scores?
No, I wasn't watching the scores. Yeah, I don't know. I don't need to put any additional pressure on myself. I already do that enough. So once the competitive aspect kicks in, I'm just gonna shoot to the best of my ability and run with it from there.
Mhm.
what cartridge do you run this weekend, and like what gun setup do you have? What barrel,
tell us about-
chassis, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm shooting the MPA Vanquish chassis. So it's got the full internals, steel gray ops weights in the front, aluminum in the back. I run a 1.250 with a 9-inch shank tapered to 1.150 at the muzzle. Priest Precision muzzle brake, the Stinger, since we
Mhm.
can't use suppressors in Canada. And yeah, Loophole Mark V with the PR2 reticle. And then I had a fellow call me a few weeks ago, and he gave me a new trigger. It's the Fabio Ferre trigger. So well, it's quite a popular trigger in the bench rest world. So you can like change the angle of the shoe, and then you can change the shoes out individually. It comes with no safety. You can adjust the sear engagement on like to time the action properly and whatnot. So I tried it out, and it was really nice. So I've been practicing with that and used it in my first match here, and yeah, it seemed to shoot just fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The action is Lone Peak Fusion, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So,
Did you say what cartridge?
oh, sorry, Burger 109, running about 2820.
Okay. Probably
A
Dasher.
dasher.
yeah.
Yeah,
GT maybe.
it's Bartline barrel. It had 1900 going to this match, so I cleaned it after the finale, and I shot 100 rounds through it just to verify dope and whatnot. And then I cleaned it just before the match, and we had that huge snowstorm come through, so I didn't check like my zero or anything or my speeds. So I got down there, and if my barrel speed wasn't 2755, and luckily I brought more ammo, so I shot 31 rounds through it, and my speed was still 2755. So on day one, I was just believing the bullet all weekend. Wherever I hit on plate, I trust my trigger pull, and I'd make a correction. So they had this antelope on the tire swing, so tire stage.
Oh.
So it's like 6 targets. It's a huge pan, 270 degrees, and I hit the little gopher, and then I go over to this antelope, and I blow this shot like right over the top of this antelope. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, this is a full-size antelope. I can't be missing that. So I literally corrected like 4/10 down and smoked it.
Oh.
So couple stages later, when I got a good chronograph reading. So took some speeds, and I was right back up at 2820. So I don't know, but it cost me about 4 shots in elevation this weekend. But yeah, the speeds are back up, but that barrel's probably coming off. It's going to be retired. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That was a good time to retire that barrel.
absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, scrubbed it so much he lost it for a lot of rounds. Just took a
Yeah.
while.
Unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, I bore scoped it after I cleaned it. It didn't look, mirrored finish, but oh well. I'll get a new one.
Is it difficult to get a new barrel in Canada? I mean, assuming it's the same here, right? Like you can order up a Bartline or whatever, and it just comes across and chamber it and go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty
Cool.
straightforward.
Good. Yeah. I know that some of our friends in Europe have a much more harder time doing it than we do, that's for sure. Especially when I live 15 minutes from Bartline, so
Yeah, we
it'd
used
be
to
easy.
we used to purchase the barrels from whoever, get them shipped to the border, and then wheel them across unchambered. but now I believe they have to go through a third-party importer.
Oh,
So they
okay.
have to go through I Run Guns or Reloading International, and then we pay
Mhm.
import fees on that. So
Okay.
Yep.
What do you have on the schedule the rest of this year, bud?
yeah, so we'll be driving down to Snake River to shoot that match in April.
I mean, that's a haul too, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
is that
another
1,000 miles?
that's 16-hour drive. Yeah, one way.
Oh my! I'm looking up Saskatoon. That's where you said, right?
That's correct. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's center of Canada,
yeah, dead center.
dead center. Yeah. Well, of the prairies and all that, right? I mean, how far are you from? You're east of Calgary and west of Winnipeg.
That's correct. Yeah, basically
Yeah.
dead center, right in the middle. 8 hours to Calgary, 8 hours to Winnipeg.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
What do you have for shooting opportunities there in Saskatoon?
Not a whole lot, honestly. Yeah, I mean, we don't have any 2-day national level matches here. We don't have any regional stuff yet. There was one last year. They hosted 2 regional matches about an hour and a half away from me.
Mhm.
So because we don't have much for shooting opportunities, I decided to buy a piece of property and build my own range. So
Okay.
Nice.
fortunate to be able to do that. And yeah, other than that, we just travel a lot.
Yeah.
And we have lots
What-
of wind, so it's good.
Yeah. I mean, it is. You're just on the north side of like the main prairies in Canada, right?
Yep.
Prairie lands. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do for practice? Like what what are you training on? How like obviously you're putting the work in to get better. Like let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess when I first started, like I started shooting Pro Series matches in 24. I really didn't know what to expect, right? Because you're going up against all the big names and all the pros and whatnot. So one of the most difficult things I found as I was training and as I was trying to learn was like what to train and how to train.
Mhm.
So the majority of my training consists of one-shot drills, and initially I didn't run a timer when I trained, so a lot of it was just building a good position, like taking my time, building a good position, moving around, finding that bone-on-bone contact and breaking a good shot and seeing where the bullet hit plate. And, you're ecstatic to be able to hit that plate, right? And then lately, I've really been training on where I'm hitting that plate and making those fine, minute corrections in order to stay on plate and be ahead of the wind.
Okay.
Yeah, usually when I train, I don't have a kestrel, right? I know all my ranges. I'll add a tenth if it's a left wind or whatever to your elevation. But yeah, and another thing that I'm weak in is the PRS barricade. So I've been working on that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming you're training with the same cartridge and all the same equipment, right? So translating what you're learning at the range, and especially like all that wind data that if you're doing it without a kestrel, I mean you're really learning the cartridge and the ballistics and all that, right? Like how well does that translate to a match? Like say this last weekend, right? I mean, you could look out there and you know exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the kestrel helps to give you a ballpark, but when you have switchy wind angles, inconsistent speeds, I think it comes down to a little bit of intuition as to what you're going to hold. Like you need to open up with something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it hits plate, you need to be able to read that plate, make that correction so you can stay on the center of the plate. I know, like before, I would just hit the plate and then move to the next target, hit the plate, and then move, and then fall off the right. But I've been learning to, like, really be able to read where that bullet is hitting and believing that, hey, I did pull a good trigger. And I do believe that that bullet hit just right of center. Make that correction, and then, carry that information over to your next target. Like, for instance, this weekend, we had a long range stage, and this is probably one of the funnest long range stages I've shot to date. There was four there was like 4 targets basically. So you had A, B, C, D, and then
Mhm.
each target had its own TYL rack. So you went big, like left to right was big to small, and it was hit to move on. So you went big target, medium size, small target. Then you'd go over to B, and you'd do the same thing, and that went out from like 440 all the way out to about 900 yards. And with the mirage and the switchy winds and the wind was building and it come back down, you really had to be able to see exactly where you were hitting on plate in order to
Okay.
stay on the next one. And
What, how were the plates hung or supported? I mean, was it actual rack? Was it like, rigid?
yeah, so the first array was an actual rack.
Yeah.
And then the other ones were just off T-posts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, even on, I would say like TYL racks that are on a rigid rack where, you have that metal post that comes down. Obviously if they're grayed out, you really gotta know what you're looking for, right? To see,
Absolutely. Yeah.
to read that. And you're able to see all of that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, those are the hardest to read because you can't see if they shift left or right or they just swing straight back. But
Mhm.
So it was
Awesome.
3 targets per array, hit to move on. Now, could you not go to the next array until you hit that smallest target? So a guy could burn all 12 shots at the third target, technically?
no,
Or
you'd
was
go
it?
like 1, 2, 3, hit to move on,
Okay.
and then once those 3 shots were done,
Okay,
you'd move to your next array.
sure.
Yeah. So that at least
Yeah,
gives
those
you a
can be
chance on the
those
big.
can be frustrating. I don't
Yeah.
like those stages.
Yeah, day two was basically like a square range, and it was a minute 45 part time. So you had to hustle
Okay.
on a few stages, but
Day 1 was 2 minutes?
day 1 was 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. And, weather conditions both days. I mean, you said that, I think you explained day 1 already. What was day 2 like at Square Range?
Yeah. So weather conditions, I mean, it was cold in the morning. Like it
Yeah.
was, basically 0 or 32.
Celsius.
Yeah, 0
Yeah.
Celsius. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll get crap for that later.
We use freedom units over
Sorry,
here.
sorry.
Well, so I got to ask, freedom units, what do you practice in? Do you practice in yards or meters?
Yards, always. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it was
All right.
cold.
Yeah.
You had to stay moving just to stay warm. And then I wouldn't say we didn't have big winds on Sunday, but I was averaging about 4 to 7 miles an hour, but in every single direction. Typically typically the wind was coming from the east, but at any given moment it would switch on you and you really had to be on your toes to, to stay on plate. But
Okay. Wow. Um, Saskatoon, how cold does it get up there in the wintertime?
it's
Is
cold.
is it pretty brutal?
Yeah, I don't know what it'd be in freedom units, but probably, I mean, we've reached temperatures of minus 52 degrees Celsius, so whatever that
That's
converts
cold.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cold. That's
Yeah.
negative a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
in Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Usually if I'm practicing in the winter, it's around minus 32, like minus 20 to minus 32 Celsius. So
Dang.
Gross.
And it was still cold at the lead farm this weekend.
yeah, it was pretty cold. Yeah.
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 Dang.
I can't shoot with gloves on, so I just barehanded it, but
Yeah. You're built for this type of thing now.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seasoned.
Seasoned, exactly.
Yeah.
Man. All right, so you got you mentioned Snake River's coming up. Love that match. That's pretty cool. Are you shooting all four Canadian matches this year?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to shoot all 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe earn a hat trick out of those 4. That would be a fun thing. See what I did there, Clay?
I did.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, you do have some tough competition in Canada. I mean, if we look at the results for this last weekend, and there were a few Canadian shooters that were here, right?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Yep. I'll bring this up. Chase Beckley, also a Pro Series match winner last year, right? I believe.
Year before.
24. Yeah.
24 Apex, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep. Jeff Scobie, I know is in, or maybe he was at Iowa. Did Jeff Scobie go to Iowa?
Nope. Jeff Scobie drove down with us.
He drove down with you? Okay.
Yeah, him and Chris.
Okay. Yep.
Boyan.
Chris,
Yep.
Yep. Man. Yeah. Nelson, Jeff. Yep. Jeff had a pretty good day one, didn't he? I want to say.
Yeah. After day one, I believe he was 4 points back. Him and Chris were both tied.
Yeah. Yep.
Like from first place to 15th place, I believe there was only a 7-point spread after day one.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So you looked at scores in between days, and how did you process that?
Yeah, honestly, I thought I was going to be further down the leaderboard because if you drop 4 points on elevation at a Pro Series match, I mean, I didn't deserve to be in top 10. But yeah, luckily I knew I was 3 points back, sitting in like tied for, I think, 4th, 5th, and 6th place. And I knew if I put a good day two together that I knew 3 points wasn't going to be enough. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Outstanding work, man.
Thank you.
mean, yeah. There's some big names in here too, man, that gave you a run for your money, and you did a fantastic job, man. Congrats.
yeah, I mean, we all have to win our first one once in a while. So this just happened to be my weekend, and I ran with it. So
Heck yeah.
yeah, hopefully there's many more to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many rounds are you shooting a year?
I would say in matches, I probably shoot around 3,000, 4,000. And in practice, I probably shoot around 6. Yeah,
2 to 1. Yeah.
typically go through roughly 6 barrels a year.
Your gunsmith must like you.
I like him. Yeah. But no, yeah, he helps me out, and he keeps me shooting, so
Well,
it's good.
you can give him a shout out here. I mean, unless he's doing something illegal.
No. Yeah, the fellow who does my gun work, his name's Harley Green, out of Lloydminster, Saskatchewan, Alberta. It's right on the border. But yeah, he does amazing work. I've never had an issue with any of his barrels. I've got a 6-dasher reamer that he has on shelf, and that's the one he uses to spin up all my stuff.
Awesome.
You know, I'd have to do some looking, but I mean, that's just about got to be the best starting, like the best start that someone's had, like just as far as the consistency goes. You know, we can toss out the finale, but I mean, 2 matches outside of the top 10. It's
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
And you said you don't get a ton of regional matches up there, right? So it's
Yeah, well, last year was the first year that we had a bunch of regional matches, so I tried shooting as many of those as I could. I think I shot 5. Ken, if you scroll down a bit.
I'm just like glued here.
so-
Yeah, shot 5.
Yeah, 5.
And you won,
But
and you won 3 of them.
yeah, we're traveling 7-8 hours for a regional match.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Unreal. And gas isn't cheap in
No.
Canada,
That's terrible.
And-
it's not cheap here either.
Well, not
No,
anymore.
Washington was like $5 a gallon. US.
Unreal.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, surely you're at probably, $1.30, $1.40 a liter, aren't you?
We're $1, yeah, about that, about $1.70 right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Gross.
Times 3.8. That's not
I mean,
good.
it's like what, 660-ish, a gallon.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
rough.
I think, as far as the consistency goes, that's one of my strong points. Like I can, you can drop me in Colorado, you can drop me in Washington, you can drop me anywhere and I'll do okay. But I'm not the best shooter. I'm just consistent. Like I'm not the best at the PRS barricade. I'm not the best at troop lines or anything like that, but I'm consistent across the board. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what's the measure of best? Is it highlight or is it, baseline? Or
Oh,
is
true.
it,
Yeah.
is it how good someone is at their worst? Like there's a lot of different ways to look at what best is. So I wouldn't count yourself out.
This is Clay's rabbit hole. This is
So-
what he looks for.
The regionals there is 2025. Is it just you just started? You just got a membership here, or were you
No.
shooting matches prior?
Well,
I guess is the question.
2025 regionals was the first year in Canada in the Foothills region. So you had other matches; they just weren't PRS affiliated.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the question. So when your first matches, I think we might ask that off air, but your first matches, PRS style matches, were when?
Yeah, so my first match was in 2021 in August, and it was a 2-day match, and then the following weekend, I ended up shooting a match in Manitoba, Pancake Lake, it was called, which is now a Pro Series 2-day match, and I placed 4th there. And then in 2022, I shot a total of maybe six 2-day matches here in Canada. One was an RTC match, and then team match, and then 23 basically did the same thing, because we only had, I think, a total of 5 2-day matches here in Canada, and then we'd shoot the RTC to make it our 6th, and that was pretty much the extent of our shooting here in Canada until we decided to venture out and start shooting Pro Series matches and NRL matches. I think I shot one NRL Hunter match in Hebron in 2023. And then in 2024, we shot a few more Hunter matches and ended up going to the finale in Iowa and getting second there, which was a bit of a, a bit of a surprise. But I think, shooting RTC, shooting Hunter, shooting PRS, it just helps kind of build a well-rounded shooter. So,
yeah, I think especially with the mentality that you have going in, where watch every shot, make corrections, really understand your rifle system. And what caliber do you shoot hunter matches with?
Just a 6.5 Creedmoor 153 Burger. Yeah, nice and slow.
Yeah, turtle, love it.
Yeah, I don't like changing anything. So if I make changes to my rifle system, it's usually at the start of the year. So I give myself like a 2-week window to make any necessary changes, and after that, it stays the same.
Okay.
Yep, simple. Just load ammo and shoot, and that's it.
Is that, if you were to give a new shooter some advice, I mean, would that basically be it, or would you have anything else to add there?
Yeah, I mean, I think for somebody starting out, they should reach out to somebody who's better than them to help guide them down the right path, get them the proper gear that's necessary. And then I'd probably work on, building quality positions and working on target acquisition. I see a lot of new shooters, they pay to go to a match and they struggle to find targets. They don't even get to shoot, right? So when I first started, I literally would take like 3 targets at my range. So I'd go target 1, target 1, target 1, target 1, build that position 10 times. And on the 11th time, I would take a shot. And then I would do the same for target 2 and just repetition, just beat it into your body, beat it into your muscle memory. And sooner or later, you're not thinking about building that position anymore. You're thinking about focusing on what you need to focus on, which is the wind, right? Which is what you're going to hold over, what you're going to dial to, and reading that plate, making that correction, and transferring that knowledge over to your next target. So,
saying all the right stuff.
Heck yeah, man! This is good stuff. Like we could probably record a lot of these where our audience would get a lot of value out of it and get to know a really great shooter from Saskatoon.
Yes, sir.
So,
well, thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate all the questions and look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the next match.
heck yeah, man!
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud. Welcome to the show, Chris Simmons. Man, awesome to have you on. How's it feel to be a match director?
I'd rather shoot than match direct for sure.
I think
It's
that's
been a busy week.
I think that's the right answer. I think that's what we should all say, right?
So is
Probably so. It sounds
Mississippi
like somebody that's not just doing it for a paycheck.
Well,
You
there's
know,
that. Yeah. Josh?
is Mississippi 100 degrees, or are we getting snow this weekend?
Both. We
Yeah.
had both actually.
What's predicted for the match this weekend?
It's supposed to be amazing. I think the low's 58 and the high's about 81.
that will be
Oh,
nice.
man.
So it should be awesome.
Man. I heard on the news today that Phoenix is supposed to be over 100 degrees this week, and it's the earliest it's ever been over 100, and they're going to be at 105 for 3 days. It's wild.
So, leaving the Iowa match, it was really cold there. I get back here, and when I get up in the morning, which was super cool, like I got home just after dark. Never,
Oh,
done
from a
that from that
match.
far to
Heck
state
yeah.
before. Yeah, and it was 22 on Monday morning, and it's going to be 100 on Saturday. We're spring. Did you miss the memo? Like, what are we doing here?
That's wild.
Ken, how much snow did you guys end up getting out of that?
Oh, we ended up getting I think we got a foot of snow, and it all drifted everywhere. I mean, it was crazy. But it's supposed to be 71 this Saturday.
Honestly, if we didn't
How
get
do you
out
even
of
get home? I
there,
thought the highways were closed.
Do you
if
get
we
home, or Josh? Yeah.
Yeah, if we got out of there 2 hours later, I wouldn't have got home probably. I beat like everything. It was perfect. It was all any precipitation I hit was mostly rain. I had a little bit of flurries at one point, but I was kind of looking at road updates and stuff as I was driving, and saw an update, some bad crash like an hour behind me. Like I just missed it, and then they're like, oh, we're shutting this one down, we're shutting that one down. And by the time I got home, all of 80 was shut down. And
Oh, man. What was it been like down in Mississippi? You said 22?
Saturday, my girls was in the pool swimming, and then Sunday morning we woke up and it was snowing. So,
Wow.
So then they were ice skating on the top of the pool.
yeah, we had a few tornadoes Saturday night and then snow.
Dude, that's wild. That is wild. Man. So let's back up here a little bit. So you won the rimfire finale this last year, Golden Bullet. Took everybody to Gapplebee's. Your words, not mine. You made the course of fire look foolish, right? And we had a good podcast on that. Really opened my eyes to a lot of what experience you bring to the rimfire world, and what you see when you're shooting, right? And I mean, you have a really storied shooting background too. I think you said you started shooting silhouette stuff when you were quite young, right?
Yeah, the silhouette and 3P.
Yep. Yep. So you've been shooting forever. When you have that type of background, and especially, championship pedigree type background, at least in a rimfire, how do you use all that to pour it into a course of fire for the pro series here? What do you got in mind for everybody?
So it's gonna be pretty positional heavy. The guys that shot my matches before, they're more positional than prone, modified prone.
Mhm.
Especially for this match, it being a qualifier and a USA qualifier. We're gonna test every aspect. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be strenuous.
Yeah. So a lot of moving, a lot of positions, building positions. Right away, I'm thinking Ben Gossett's really good at that, right? I mean, Clay, that's what you're thinking.
He doesn't suck at it.
No, no. Josh, you're going to be there this weekend too, right, buddy?
No, I couldn't make
Oh.
this one. It was on my list, but I did not sign up.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I remember being on your list. Yeah, talking about it. Okay, so big positional stuff. What do you have for target sizes? Like, what do you plan on doing? I mean, qualifier and all that. Did that weigh into your pick and all that?
Yeah. So we're running 105 seconds, which we normally don't do. We've been a 90-second match. I really like the 105. I think it's a good balance. Gives you a little bit more time for precision. So we went down on target size. Um, so it's gonna be a good one.
It will be. All right, we have 145 shooters signed up. Yeah, I'll zoom in so that we can get a better look here. 145 shooters signed up. 121 are open, 5 tactical, 9 production, 6 gas gun, and 4 sportsmen. I assume 5 tactical. You said this is USPRA qualifier, so Steiner, I think, and Colton Marriott, I think, are both pretty close on the bubble. So be good to watch them. Clay, am I speaking right? I don't follow the USPRA probably as close as I could. I have second or third hand knowledge.
I assume those are, the two that are going to be there that are really,
Yep.
trying to make that last second push.
Yep.
Steiner texted me this morning. He said he hurt his knee.
Oh, well,
so
sure sign a win.
he backed out. So I don't
Oh,
think
are you
he'll
serious?
be. I don't think he'll be there.
Dang, that's unfortunate. All right, want to go to the front end of the match. Magnolia Madness. The meltdown is over.
It is over.
We're no
Thank
longer
God.
shooting in August in Mississippi. Yeah, it's crazy. Let's take a look. Let's just look by divisions here. TAC, yep, Coulter, Kendall, yeah, and Steiner. Unfortunately, won't be there. Production, Chad Estes.
I mean, if we're going to be looking through it, we may as well just make our picks.
All right. That means actually making picks and being very clear, Josh, so I don't have to go back and try to listen and be like, "Oh, did he say this guy or that guy or who?" You just give me don't give me 10 names.
Get your pen out and just write it down.
Do we have a running tally on the year?
Oh man, we'd have to go. You're whooping us, okay? Yeah, let's just we can start from scratch. You've been whooping us, Clay.
I don't think it's that far off.
We need to get this built in where we can just do fantasy points and we just earn points for right guess, right?
I mean, if you get more points for first place, then yes, Clay's winning. But I think the average is probably pretty close.
Could be. All right, let's talk TAC. I think we're probably all taking Coulter. I mean, Kendall could be.
I'm taking Kendall.
You're taking Kendall. He could be right there.
Yeah. Between those two, but I'm gonna go Coulter.
Yeah, Coulter. All right. I'll give props to Kendall. He posted last week. He was flying a biplane. I don't know. Are you guys friends with him on Facebook? You should be.
Very cool.
Very cool. I had the tip vertice, like what's that called, Clay?
Wingtip vortices. It's just a weird word to say.
Yeah. Awesome. If you guys are friends with Kendall on Facebook, go look at his Facebook from last weekend. Awesome. But all right. Anyway, side note, I got to go Coulter. I think he needs this for USPRA. He needed it at Clay's. Didn't get it there. I'm assuming he's hungry. Chris, you got a dog in a fight here?
Jocko is one of our local guys from South Africa.
Local guys from South Africa.
And I trained him.
Okay. That lasts a little bit. Did you train him on this course of fire?
No, not on this one. He's new to 308, but he's been shooting it good. So.
How do you think, I guess in general, like your course of fire is going to be suited for guys with 308 and the weather conditions that you're expecting?
Well, we don't have a lot of wind, so I don't think that's really going to affect them. But it's going to be small targets, so
they're shooting big bullets. They will be
affected there. Shooting big bullets.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look. Production. You got 9 here.
Mr. Chad.
Chad Estes.
Chad.
Definitely
right.
Chad.
I'm going to show you. I got a awesome message from Fritz Englade, who's shooting production, who guaranteed himself a last place in Squad 4. after he saw who he was squatted with. Orgain, Gail Harmon, Keith Rudisil, Matt Caruso, Nathan Tungate, Sam Trevino, Tucker Schmidt.
Wow.
He's gonna learn this. I hope he has the experience he's looking for. He's gonna who knows? Maybe that helps him. You know, maybe the squad will lift him up a little bit and he'll get a little closer to Chad. You know, I'm gonna go with Fritz, just based on squad alone. We'll see what happens. Any other local shooters in here, Chris?
Hey,
Hey, a
yeah.
local shooter
I
from.
think it's his, maybe his first centerfire match.
Okay.
Shoots a ton of rimfire.
Well, there's that. Yeah. And Clay and Josh, you went with Chad, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, gas gun. Haywood. He's been around a while. He's got a low PRS number. He's helped out a lot. He helped out with all the AG Cups. He was like Tom Fuller's tech guy. But I don't think just didn't have an opportunity to get out and shoot quite a bit, you know. Robert Badgett, Sean Jolly. I think we saw Sean win one earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, I remember
think he did.
talking about it, but I don't remember if we picked him or if he won. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think he won MPA, maybe,
I
didn't
think
he?
he won MPA because he's got the MPA photo here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
that's
was
what we
up
talked
last
about. I
time
don't
too,
remember.
though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, with that info, if he did win MPA, then I'm going Sean Jolly. And if he didn't win it, then I've been led astray, and I blame everyone but me.
I'll go
I'm going to go
Robert.
Sean Jolly.
I'll
What
go
are you
Robert.
doing? You're going Robert Badgett?
Yep.
Yep. You got a dog in the fight, Chris?
I didn't know Robert shot. He usually don't shoot gas gun. He's usually an open guy, so that's kind of surprising.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'll go with Sean.
Yeah. I think Robert shot gas. Man, all the matches are running together, but he shot gas at another match. I know we've picked him. All right. And sportsman, we got a couple here. Nick Brown, the poopervisor.
Wow.
Bobby Petrus, I think, is one sportsman so far this year. Trey, I know, won a couple matches last year in sportsman. And Trey may even won there at Gunline.
I'm going Trey.
You're going Trey?
Trey.
Josh, you're not picking the poopervisor, Josh?
No, not this time.
I'm going to go. I love Trey. I'm going to see him in a couple weeks. I'm going to be the odd man, go Bobby Petrus here. Any local talent there, Chris? Nick Brown, the poopervisor, has got to be local, right?
I know a Nick Brown. He may be local.
All right. Let's go back all divisions and look at categories. Top ladies here: Chelsea McLaren, Christy Hembry, and Grace Vaughn.
Grace Vaughn it is.
Gracie.
Definitely Grace.
Yeah, she shot a lot of matches. Good MPA shooter. I'm taking Grace. Doing well. No offense, Christy. Christy typically would have been, I think, the lady we all would have known and picked, and good shooter. But I think Grace is excellent. All right, seniors. Alan, our statistician, the man behind the all the graphs that get posted in the PRS paid members group. David, Fritz, who's in squad 4, don't forget. Jason Alvis, also a good one.
And
Ken
that's going to
Bailey.
be an interesting one because I believe that Always and Allen are looking for that last spot on Team USA, and I think they're very close together.
No joke. So that might be the one to watch, right? That might be excellent to watch. Alan and
Yeah.
Jason. I didn't even make it all. Lee Petros. I mean, he could do really well.
Uh-huh.
Man. Yeah, it's a stacked field. You got 20 seniors here. I mean, if I were to boil this down, I'm gonna say it's probably between Lee,
And
Dave O.
Yep.
Probably
That's,
Lee or Dave O.
I think I'll be your top two, and I'm going Dave-O.
Clay, you said Dave O?
Yeah, I'm Dave-O. I'm committed.
I'm Dave O too. I wouldn't even be surprised if Dave O's top 5. I think he could do top 5 overall. You got any local guys, Chris? Or anybody you want to hang your head on?
No, not that I'm familiar. He's an East Coast guy. He's really good at K&M.
Yeah, he's out of Tennessee.
I'm gonna go with Lee.
Okay, I think that's a good bet. All right, let's go. Mill LE.
This is
Oh
gonna be
boy,
an interesting one.
Ben Gossett. Keep going here. Gail Harmon.
Hmm.
Wow, there's a lot of Mill LE here. 18. Logan McGinnis. Actually, we've seen his name a couple times this year, and Sam Trevino, obviously. Thomas Armistead's listed as pro. I'm not familiar with Thomas. Sorry, buddy.
I'm going Ben.
Yep, have to, right? Cody Unger coming down from PA, or hopefully he still is. Usually travels to Steiner. What are you thinking, Josh?
Based on my overall pick that you haven't heard yet, I'm gonna go with Ben.
Okay. Well, man, this is actually a pretty stacked Mill LE field, right? Ben, I'd put Cody in there. Cody has done well. He's won a bunch of regional matches. He's won Mill LE for a bunch of Pro Series matches, but obviously this one's a little different with Kale and Ben here. Kale, Sam, and Logan. If Ben and Kale weren't so good, it would be this would be tough. I'm gonna go Kale because I took Kale last time over Ben, and that worked out for me. Junior, Hunter, Grace, 2 names we've said a lot this year.
Hunter.
Definitely Hunter.
Definitely Hunter.
I
I'll
think
go
he'll be
Hunter.
tight, but I'm gonna go Hunter.
Okay, maybe Grace will prove us wrong. International, Frazier.
Oh, Joseph sixth.
Yeah, Joseph.
He'll probably
Backliff.
be
I'm
right
not.
at the top of the match.
Yep.
So does he
I could-
even go home before this match, or did he just go straight from Washington?
Frazier or Joseph?
Joseph,
Joseph was in Washington. I didn't see that.
wasn't he?
I don't know. Frazier's been here for a while. Let's. I think did I have Washington match results still up? I don't think I did. I can look real.
I might be mixing up a name there.
Nope.
Yeah, this is his first match in the U.S.
Hmm.
this year. Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Frazier,
there
though.
Canadian Joseph? What's his last name?
And there was a pile in Washington. I don't know. Frazier, yeah, was in Iowa. Yeah. Before that, he was in New Zealand.
Slightly different contrast in weather for him between Iowa and Mississippi. From 30 plus and 30 degrees to, what sounds like a couple mile an hour in 80s.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna go with my buddy Seppo. Joseph Sixth.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Suppressor. Why don't
Have
we
to
just
go Ben again.
Yep. That's what I figured. How many suppressor shooters do we have?
Probably 65.
66.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's unreal.
Out of 145. Excellent. Let's Let's back up. We'll look at all divisions, all categories. All right. Give me your top 3, Clay.
Ben, Organ, and Beck.
Oh, I didn't see Ryan Becca signed up. Dang, I just want to agree with you. I can agree, but I can pick something different. Josh, earlier you threatened me with 9 names. Can you just give me first through third?
Yeah. Ben, Beck, Orgain.
Ooh.
Ben, Beck, Orgain. Man.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one because, Gary and Organ and Tungate are all fighting for that last Team USA spot.
No joke. And
So
Organ has it at the moment.
So
and Tungate's here.
Two guys I don't know who they are, but they shot Lead Farm this past weekend. Their last name's Soa.
Yeah, Trigby, his dad.
Trig, yeah. Trig shot really well.
Yeah, I mean, the last stage came down to if he would have cleaned it, he would have won. I think he dropped 2 or 3.
Yeah, he dropped 2 on it.
But they're both here as well.
Unreal. Trig's out of, is he Texas?
No, I think he's Utah or Idaho.
Okay. I suppose I could just.
I mean, but just to list my names, I picked my top 3, but I had some contenders just for conversation's sake. So Soa, boys. I had Beck, which I said. Caruso, Levi Wilson. I mean,
yeah,
that's easily top 5. Cal. Is Keith shooting open again?
Yeah, he is back to open.
Okay, so that's a possibility. We had a doctor report on Geary, the bad knee, good knee, bad knee, so maybe not so much. And then, yeah.
It's obviously Tungate's style of match as well. Him and Caruso are going to be, right up there.
Yep.
I think it's going to be one of those where, 2, maybe 3 shots separates the top 10.
What do you think, Chris? How many shots are going to separate the top 10? Do you have somebody that gaps, wins by a couple, and then everybody else is just stacked in there?
Yeah, if someone comes in with a really good day, it would be possible to come in and put a couple points on some guys. I heard Jeff is down. He's supposed to come down tomorrow, I think, and try to do some positional stuff. My money had been on Jeff, but I don't think he's 100%. So we'll see.
Maybe it's all a hoax. Maybe Jeff's just doing this and nobody picks him. You know what I mean?
He's always good at gun line. He's won a couple here.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been shooting, has he? I don't know when his last match was, but it's been a...
No, the Gravestone.
Yeah.
All right, Ken, let's hear it.
I got to go Keith Rudisill.
I knew you were going to do it. I was just waiting.
I like Keith. I like Kale. And I'm going to go Levi in third. So I'm not Ben and Austin will be right there. I don't think I think it'll be kind of like that coin flip of who's in the top 5. Top 10. I think we could probably name all 10 guys that are going to be in there. Out of 12 or 15. Could go in any order, but I'm going to go Keith, Kale, Levi. Ben and Austin.
In the past, this has been a match where low single-digit drops wins. So I'm going to be interested to see how much the tiebreaker plays into it. With the scoring change.
Seconds are going to matter, and yeah, right. So that's Ben. Obviously, Ben is typically a fast barricade shooter, and if you have limited wind, it's basically you're holding center or dial that.
Caruso.
Caruso.
Real fast.
And Keith Rudisill.
Yeah.
So let's pick that. Night 4 skill stage winner. It's qualifier. You got a 7 to 35 on the table? Or is it an NX8? It could be
It
an
was an
NX8.
NX8. It was an NX8.
Okay. Nice scope. Who's going to take that home?
Oh, definitely Keith.
Definitely Keith. Definitely Keith.
What did he win? 7 last year? 8? 9?
I'm just putting all my chips at the table for Ben.
Yep.
Yeah,
Josh?
Keith or Ben, but it'll probably depend on when they shoot that stage and where they're
I
at
think so too.
in the points at that time, if they go for it or not.
If they're down, 10th, 15th plus, like I think they really go for it. But if they're top 5,
or if
it's just going to change.
They shoot it early in the match too. They're probably not going to push it as hard. They're going to be shooting for points, not a scope.
Have you met Keith Rudisil?
He's an exception, but
he's not thinking anything long term. He'd be like, "I'm going for it." Every stage.
There's only so many times that Ben can disappoint me. So,
you know what would be awesome, Chris? And I'm not saying do this. It would be awesome to line all of these guys up and have them go back to back to back.
Peer squad them like the finale.
Yeah. Well, just for the skill stage.
Oh, just for the skill stage.
Yeah, have them shoot the first 19 stages and then have everybody line up to the PRS.
Just one after another.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe we have a side stage Friday, so we have golf balls at 350 yards. You got to shoot off a barricade, so maybe they'll all go out for that.
There you go. What's
and it's for a Vortex Razor. So.
Oh wow.
There you go.
Is it like 5 shots, most hits, 10 shots? What are we?
5 shots, fastest time, high score, obviously.
5 positions on the barricade using the top, or what? Or just a barricade?
Just one position.
Okay.
It's a golf ball at 350, so.
My money's on Ben for that.
I see enough of his groups at 300 yards and off of barricades. If he doesn't, he's dead to me.
There it is.
So last year we did it. Kendall won it with a 308.
Well, obviously it's a huge projectile.
Pulling more mass. That makes sense. Got more mass to hit.
It's a bigger percentage of a golf ball. I mean, it's a significantly bigger percent.
Regardless of who wins it, I think that 5 hits, like if you take 5 shots, it's going to take 5 hits to win it. I think it's just going to be a time thing. I'm going to say like 31 seconds.
It was faster than that last year. It surprised me. I want to say it was well under 30, right around 20, I think.
Say 4 hits in 18 seconds.
Oh, it's a win? No, the winner's going to have 5, right?
Winner's got to have 5. We did this at MPA in 2019 at 500 yards, and I think 4 is what got it there. So they've got to get all 5.
Yeah, we had a bunch of cleans last year. It came down to several times,
which is crazy. I mean, hear what we're talking about.
I mean, I've been ridiculed like the F-class guys will say our PRS rifles don't shoot good, and you're telling me we'll go 4 for 5 at 500 on a golf ball off of a barricade as well.
Yeah. Man, I watched a family of 3, husband and wife and a young adult son at the range. This is last year, about a month before hunting season. And they're all shooting Browning BAR 308s or 30-06s or something at 100 yards. And the dad had the best group, and his group, I bet, was this big. At 100, They were getting ready for a hog hunt trip down in Texas. And they thought Browning BARs were the weapon of choice.
That's an awfully cool one to go hunting with. But I remember when I was, was throwing an absolute hissy fit, growing up because my dad is left-handed, and we're sighting my gun at somebody else's house, shooting a pie plate, and he's shooting. He puts up pretty solid little group, especially considering what the gun was, and I can barely hit the plate. And I'm like, oh, it's because you're left-handed. Like this is sighted in for a lefty, and it has absolutely nothing to do with anything other than I couldn't hit a pie plate. But
Oh
what are you gonna
man,
do?
you've been getting harassed by lefties your entire life. That's why
My
you
entire life.
you friended them too. Oh man, awesome. Well, man, Chris, have a great weekend. Try to. I mean, it's supposed to be beautiful weather, so you don't have to stay cool this time. That's awesome, right? For the Magnolia match, I think the coolest
Pause.
trophies in the PRS. Did you guys keep the same looking trophy?
Yep, same
Awesome,
trophy.
awesome.
Change the names.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think they're by far the coolest. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Looks like a
Do not.
flower made out of IP6.
Mm.
Uh, well, I'm
Hold the
yeah.
picture. Huh. That is
Yeah,
cool.
you can see, yeah,
Yeah,
IP6. There's 6 of them in there. Yep,
that is cool.
very cool. You got that tattooed somewhere on you? Greg Holloway does, I'm sure.
Greg probably does for sure.
Awesome. Man, have an excellent match. Wish we could be there. And, man, look forward to seeing the results. We'll be paying attention to skill stage, right? We got money on that, right, Clay? And,
Uh-huh.
and I look forward to seeing how this thing shakes out, buddy.
Hopefully we get a little win, make it interesting.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Cool, buddy. All right. You have a great match weekend. We'll talk soon.
Appreciate y'all.
See ya.